It's almost Father's Day, so I thought in this video I would give you the best advice that I have ever heard as a dad, so stick around. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dennis Poulette. This is the place where we are helping parents lead and launch their kids, and I wanted to tell a quick story about right before we had our first child, and I was scared to death, not knowing what to do. It was a crazy time in my life.
Good morning. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my thoughts on being a dad, which is coming up here pretty soon. My wife is pregnant with our first child, and I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my thoughts and my feelings about that, and maybe even ask you for some advice. And I'm hoping that perhaps maybe you in the comments, or in video even, you'll give me a tip or a bunch of advice about what in the world I'm going to be doing. You know, obviously it's a time of being excited and it's a time of being scared at the same time, and so I really have a lot of wonders. You know, am I going to be a good dad? Am I going to know what to do? Am I going to break the kid or whatever? You know, it's kind of a big responsibility, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe some of you video bloggers out there will be able to give me some advice.
But during that time, we had a baby shower, which is what you do before you have your baby, right? And people gave us these notes of parenting advice, and one of those notes was addressed to me, and so I opened it up and I read it, and I've taken to heart everything that it said. And here's what that note said, because it had the best advice that I've ever heard about being a parent. It said, Dennis, in order to be a good dad, you have to love your wife. And my wife didn't write it, but somebody wrote it, and they had great wisdom in those words, and I've taken it to heart, and I've seen how it works, because a lot of times we think that our kids are just watching how we treat them, but our kids are really watching the way that we treat our wives. They're watching the way that we listen to them. They're watching the way that we love them. They're watching the way that we serve them. They're watching the way that we talk about them, the way that we look at them, the way that we treat them. And in order to be a good dad, we have to watch the way that we are treating our wives. And so that advice was the best piece of advice that I have ever seen. Whenever I look at my daughter and I know that the way that she is going to look at her relationships with men is the way that I have treated her, but also the way that I have shown an example of that by treating her mother. And the way that my sons are going to learn how to treat their wives is by the way that I have treated their mom. And so whenever I think about that advice, the best advice that I have ever heard as a father is, in order to be a good father, treat my wife well. What's the best parenting advice you've ever heard? Drop it in the comments below. And if this video brought you value, please make sure to share it with another dad. And happy Father's Day. We'll see you in the next video.